Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is David McDonald. I am a former youth pastor, now agnostic atheist, and we're going to be reacting to The Ill Mind of Hopsin, Volume 7. So I'm seeing a lot of pastors and Christians reacting to this video, so I thought it'd be a good time to throw in my 2 cents. So I've got the Bible here that I carried through ministry college, and we're going to be breaking this song down a little bit. So let's get to it. First of all, that intro was amazing. I don't know where this was filmed. I think it looks like maybe Death Valley or somewhere near there, but it's just phenomenal cinematography. And obviously he's got the limp and he's like, you know, struggling, and it's like, I guess it's like a symbolic for his life. And guess what the story we're going to hear about in the rap.
Body I might alarm. Life is a tour, I sit and ride along. Taking some notes and then I write the songs. I'm staring down the road, my life is gone. Is this where I belong? Is it wrong to not believe in right and wrong? My mental state is fucking me up, and I cried upon while asking you for some answers, but we don't have that type of bond. That my desire's gone, and with the way that I've been living lately, if I died right now, you turn the fire on.
Whoa, okay, so that's pretty deep. I didn't really pick that up first time I listened to this. So I remember when this first came out, I was too afraid to watch it because I was still a practicing Christian at the time. So I remember, you know, hearing little snippets of it, and I just felt it was so blasphemous to even consider watching something like this. So, but let's just analyze this a little bit. So,
yeah, fuck anybody I might alarm. Life is a tour, I sit and
yeah. So he's obviously like straight away talking about feeling some guilt about what he's about
ride
to
along,
talk about.
taking some notes and then I write the songs. I'm staring down the road, my life is gone. Is this where I belong? Is it wrong to not believe in right and wrong?
Is it wrong to not believe in right or wrong? So that's an actually interesting concept. So what I notice is a lot of times when people walk away from their faith, they actually struggle with like some of the big questions, right and wrong, objective morality versus subjective morality. What's the purpose? And that's what I think religion is very, very good at. Religion is very good at organizing society, or it used to be anyway, giving people purpose and meaning, and also explaining the cosmos, so the universe. Now, whether or not any of it's true is a separate matter, but in this situation, I find that when a lot of people walk away from their faith or they deconstruct their faith, they're kind of left questioning a lot of these big questions, and that's something that I've noticed throughout.
My mental state is fucking me up, and I cried upon while asking.
Yeah, and you can see that he's going
you for some answers, but we don't have that type of bond. That my desire's gone, and with the way that I've been living lately, if I died right now, you turn the fire on.
Yeah, see, that's another thing too, is like you can see the fear of hell comes in there as well, and he's got these conflicts, like, you know, hell, like this eternal punishment, which is the most abhorrent thing that you can even think of, in my opinion. For those who are deconstructing the faith, I did a Hellcast panel where we deconstructed hell, and we talked about where hell came from, its origins, and how to deconstruct the fear of hell, because it's a real thing. The fear is real.
It is bullshit. Niggas call me a sellout, cause I hopped to Christianity so strongly, then I fell out. Now I'm avoiding questions like a scared dog with his tail down. Feeling so damn humiliated cause they looking at me like I'm hellbound. What story should I tell now? I'll just expose the truth. I'm so close to the fucking edge, I should be close to you. But who the fuck are you? You never show the proof. And I'm only fucking human, yo, what am I supposed to do?
It's interesting here because he's saying, you know, you never showed the proof, but he's actually talking hypothetically to this God, right? He's saying, you never show the proof. So he's like also almost presupposing that this God exists. I want proof from you, God, but it's like, well, if you're already talking to the God, do you really need proof? Like, you're already assuming that this God exists. And for me, I realize that I didn't have any sufficient reasons to believe that this God exists. So that's why I became an agnostic atheist.
Just, yo, what am I supposed to do? There's way too many different religions with vivid descriptions, begging all fucking men and women to listen. I can't even beat my dick without getting convicted. These ain't wicked decisions, I got different intentions. I've been itching to get it, I've been giving assistance, but the whole fucking system is twisted. Now I'm dealing with this backlash because Marcus isn't a Christian, and I've been told that my sinful life is an addiction.
Yeah, I can relate to this, like this mental gymnastics that you go through, because like even like beating his meat, right? Like you think about that, like, okay, what's the like, if the real world tangible harm to someone like masturbating, and you there's not really, like, there's not much like tangible harm. I mean, we can get into like some areas of like becoming addicted to sex or pornography and things like that, and there is some room where that can become negative. But just masturbating in general is quite a normal, healthy thing that most people do, and it's only when people try not to do those things that you start to see like problems kind of start to rise to the surface. You start operating in I like what Heathen Queen said on Deep Drinks podcast. She said, not honoring the needs of your body, and you start to play out a little bit in your own mind, I think.
But I can't buy it, it's just too hard to stand beside it. I need an answer, humans can't provide it. I look at the earth, the sun, and I can tell a genius man designed it. It's truly mind-blowing, I can't deny it. Is heaven real? Is it fake? Is it really how I fantasized it? Where's the Holy Ghost at? How long does it take a man to find it?
Yeah, so two things. One, cinematography is amazing. He's talking about such deep and powerful concepts in this in the rap, but then the actual like art form, the imagery is so simple. It's like that dichotomy there is like it grabs your attention. And secondly, no, the heaven is not what you imagine. I'd like to ask any Christian, what is heaven? Like, I just like, look, what do you think heaven is? Like, I'm not talking about like people who have studied it, but just general Christians. What is heaven? In the Bible talks about a new heaven and a new earth, right? Like, and Jerusalem was a city, and outside of the city, they used to burn their trash, and there was some pagans, a long time ago, sacrificed children and things like that in that area, supposedly, and they call that the Valley of Gehenna. And so when Jesus was talking about hell, the word there he uses Gehenna, and he says that you'll be thrown out of the city, you'll be thrown out and you to Gehenna, to hell, where there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Jerusalem is a physical, real place. Heaven is a waiting room where angels cry out, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. So, I mean, I'd just like to ask you, what do you actually think heaven is? The Bible describes it as singing to God 24/7. Is that what you imagine heaven was? Anyway.
My mind's a non-stop tape playing and I can't rewind it. You gave me the Bible and expect me not to analyze it? I'm frustrated and you provoked it. I'm not reading that motherfucking book because a human wrote it. I have a fucking brain, you should know it. You gave it to me to think, to avoid every useless moment. It was a mission that I had to abort, cause humans be lying with such an inaccurate source. It's gonna be hard to put me back on the course. Next Jehovah's Witness to come on my porch, I swear I'm slamming the door. A lot of folks believe it though, but I'm not surprised. Humans are fucking dumb, still thinking that Pac's alive.
That's very true. Humans are, and especially like a lot of religious people, just tend to be really conspiratorial in their thinking. Pac's alive, Elvis is alive, 9/11 is an inside job, the moon landing was fake. It's all the same type of thinking, right? It's good, it's great.
I'm gonna take your legacy and torture down. I'm just saying, I ain't heard shit from the horse's mouth. Just sheep always telling stories of older guys who were notarized by you and you finally vocalized. Now I'm supposed to bow my head and close my eyes and somehow let the Holy Ghost arise? Sounds like a fucking poltergeist. Show yourself and the boom is done. Every rumor's gone, I no longer doubt the shit, you're the one. I'll admit that my sinful ways were stupid fun, and all my old habits can hop on top of a roof to plunge. I donate to a charity that could use the funds. Fuck the club instead of bitches, I'd hang with a group of nuns. And everyone I ran into would know what I came to do. I wouldn't take a step unless it was in the name of you. I hate the fact that I have to believe you haven't been chatting with.
It's actually a really interesting point, right? Because the devil had full knowledge of who God was, and he still chose to sin. It didn't remove his free will at all. There is no reason why someone still can't choose to do the quote-unquote wrong, sinful thing, even if they have full understanding of who God is. And yet we're told by Christians that God doesn't want to reveal himself completely to everyone, and that we need to actually have faith. But the problem with faith is, like, faith can lead me to Yahweh and lead someone else to Zeus or Allah or Krishna or any other of the thousands of gods. And for me, that demonstrates that faith is an unreliable pathway to truth. sorry to get really dark, but like, did the people who flew themselves into buildings have faith? Did they have faith in their God? Of course they did. Like, people have faith in a lot of things, but that doesn't mean it's true. So much faith that they would end their life. So much faith that they would die for that faith. They would cease to exist. They would choose to die for their faith. And yet you believe, as a Christian, that they were wrong. So how do you reconcile that? If faith can lead me to one God and someone else to another God, doesn't that demonstrate that faith is an unreliable pathway to truth? What's interesting here is Hopsin is talking to God. I don't believe in a God. I'm not convinced of the existence of a God. That's my stance, right? So I actually look at this from a very different perspective. I don't point the finger at God and say, God is a bad thing because of the things that are mentioned in the Bible. I'm sitting here telling Christians, stop teasing God and saying that the creator of the universe did the things that you mentioned in this book, that he flooded the entire world and killed infant babies in the flood, that the Israelites were to take the virgin women for yourself. Stop teasing the creator of the universe, because if there is one, he most likely isn't the genocidal maniac most religions make him out to be. I'm not pointing the finger at God at all. I'm saying, Christians, stop pointing the finger at God, right? It's a different methodology.
With me like you did Adam and Eve. And I ain't seen no fucking talking snake unravel from trees with an apple to eat. That shit never happens to me. I don't know if you do or don't exist. It's driving me crazy. Send your condolences. This is me reaching to you, so don't forget. If hell is truly a pit of fire and I get thrown in it, I'ma probably regret the fact that I ever wrote this shit. My gut feeling says it's all fake. I hate to say it, but fuck it. Shit, I done lost faith.
It's actually something I want to touch on there. His gut feeling says it's all fake. For a lot of the time, people's gut feelings tell them it's all true. I don't think gut feelings is a good way to determine whether or not something is true or not at all. I think you should never really go off gut feeling. I think you should analyze the evidence, look at, use your rational thought, your logical thought process to try and give a probability to something before you choose something as important as the God belief. Because let's face it, if the God of the Bible was true, or the God of the Quran was true, or the God of most religions was true, it is possibly one of the most important questions that someone can answer. And I just feel like we need to take that question really seriously, not just trust faith.
This isn't a small phase, my perspectives all change. My thoughts just keep picking shit apart all day. And in my mind, I make perfect sense. If you aren't real, then all my prayers aren't worth a cent. That will mean that I can just make up what my purpose is. And I can sit in church and just say fuck in the services. Man, what if Jesus was a facade? Then that would mean the government's God. I feel like they've been brainwashing us with a lot, so much that we don't even notice that we're stuck in the box. Man, everything is what if. Why is it always what if? Planet Earth, what if? The universe, what if? My sacrifice, what if? My afterlife, what if? Every fucking thing that deals with you is fucking suspect. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. This is my fucking life and I'm living it. I'm having fun. If you really care for me, prove that I need to live carefully. But I'll be damned if I put my own pleasure aside for an afterlife that isn't even guaranteed. We are you, and you're us. Stop playing games. My life's all I got, and heaven is all in my brain. And when I feel I'm in hell, my ideas are what get me through pain. Do as you please, and I'll just do me. I'm a human, I'll stay in my lane. Ill mind. It's us, mind, power.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. I'm going to go back a little bit.
I'm fucking done! This is my fucking life and I'm living it. I'm having fun! If you really care for me, prove that I need to live carefully. But I'll be damned if I put my own pleasure aside for an afterlife that isn't even guaranteed.
Yeah, see, this to me reeks of hedonism, right? It comes across as somewhat like that he still does believe in God, but there's so many doubts in his mind that he's just throwing his hands in the air and saying, you know what, I want to live a sinful life. I want to do whatever I want. I want to be crazy or whatever. Instead of and just going like it's too complicated and moving forward, where it seems like he still might have some like belief there, some reason. I would suggest that anyone who is at that same spot, your belief system should never be influenced by what you feel or what you want to do. You should never go, oh, I really want to go, hook up with bitches in the club or whatever he said before, right? Like, you should never like want to do that and go, therefore I no longer don't believe this thing, right? That's silly, because something is either true or it's false. There's no like, it's a 1 or a 2. It's not, there can be no 1.5 in this situation, right? It's binary. It's off or on. There is no like, it's either true or it's not true, right? So if it is true, he should be following what he believes to be true. And if it's not true, then there's no reason to worry about or be screaming at the sky to this God, or to be saying to this God that you no longer need him and you're going to live your best life. I can understand Marcus's frustration, but I think the best way to go through life is to be open to new ideas and to evaluate them to whether or not they are true or false. And, you learn new skills to help you determine what's true and what's false. And then you can live your life accordingly.
My life's all I got, and heaven is all in my brain. And when I feel I'm in hell, my ideas are what get me through pain. Do as you please, and I'll just do me. I'm a human, I'll stay in my lane. Ill mind. It's us, mind, power. Live life, mind, power. It's us, mind, power.
I mean, say what you want about the lyrics and the ideologies. The song slaps, right? It's a beast of a song. It's directed amazingly. It's shot amazingly. The music's awesome, and the rest of it, he's just walking off into the sunset. Incredible stuff. There's a lot to unpack there, but if you find this kind of deconstruction interesting, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to do more videos like this. But if not, you can check out Deep Drinks Podcast, which is a podcast I do where I talk to anyone from any religion or philosophy, and we talk about big ideas. So the guest chooses their favorite drink, and then we have deep conversations. So yeah, if you like podcasts, you can check that out. Deep Drinks, youtube.com/Deep Drinks. Otherwise, subscribe to this channel, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.